Again, I'm a voyeur, so I love it. I'll watch it.
It was definitely.
Sideshows that would come in and stuff. Do you still do those?
Yeah.
Oh, and the butterflies, before you get on, you're waiting in line.
Certified free, 7 days a week.
So I'm feeling like a bit of a pig pen right now.
Huh? Why?
I have yet to shower today.
Oh. Okay.
Well, it's a good thing we have separate studios.
Yes, it is.
What is up, Keith? Keith coming out first tonight,
Yes.
followed by the Merce Sausage.
It's great to have both of them here in the house.
Migote.
Looks like there's quite a few people. They're just not speaking up.
Yeah. Let's do like Ramper Room.
Yeah, the good old
I
days.
see Keith, and I see Mike, and I see Migote, and I see nobody else.
Okay.
Everyone else is shy tonight.
I guess so.
That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm feeling a little grimy. What's up, Big Bacchus?
Yes, it's not smell-o-vision.
It is not smell-o-vision. Lady Botness.
Hello.
Voyeurs. Yes, we do have a significant number of voyeurs here on the live stream.
Yes. A couple of lurkers.
Lots of lurkers. Although I think we weren't allowed to use that language. What did we call them? Lurkers.
I don't recall.
Voyeurs.
My brain is kind of like fried from this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, what's going on?
Yeah, Monday's been an interesting day, to say the least.
Yeah.
For me. But you got to drive around with your top down today.
I did take a break from being in the office and, drive around with the top down on the car and just kind of decompress a little.
Mm.
Yeah, it's always nice. I miss the days of going for walks or hikes, and I keep seeing like all of my Instagram stuff is of being back home, or TikTok, everything that keeps popping up. So I'm having the FOMO of not having been back to Puerto Rico in some time. So, hello, widgets.
Well, you had talked about going back several weeks, maybe even a month or two back, about visiting PR over the summer.
Yeah, I did, and then just, of course, life and things get busy, and, as much as there might be like a sense of FOMO,
Mm-hmm.
of like the energy and everything that's going on back home, there's also like the FOMO of, missing out on anything here, or, the goings on, the people, the ins and the outs. So it kind of like, stuck.
Pick your FOMO, right?
Yeah, kind of pick your FOMO.
You had mentioned Puerto Rico quite a few times, and I'll just briefly touch on this. Bad Bunny.
Mm-hmm.
You had mentioned that they were doing a residency tour, so to speak, I guess, at the Coliseum in San Juan, Puerto Rico, correct?
Correct.
What was your understanding of the reasoning for that?
He
Or can you say?
well, I don't want to get political.
Okay.
There
Well,
is a tendency of it being viewed as being a political statement.
got it.
Um, you know, due to some of the things going on currently in our atmosphere, and so. But he wanted to bring uh, a good economy back to the island and show his pride for the island and for our people, and you know, it's just like his album. It's a statement of who we are, where we come from, the things that we love, and well,
Wow.
um, the things that we leave behind.
I was, I remember the first time you took me to Puerto Rico
Mm-hmm.
and um, being really, okay, I want to back up a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Prior to um, dating you and seeing you, number one, I didn't know you were Puerto Rican. But, but number two, I like a lot of people didn't comprehend or understand that Puerto Rico was a or is excuse me is a territory of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
People born in Puerto Rico, people who live in Puerto Rico are Americans by birthright,
Mm-hmm.
and so um, I'd only heard negative things about Puerto Rico and Puerto Ricans.
Mm-hmm.
So to go there and experience the island as as this beautiful, magnificent place, I was like, wow, it's crazy to me that Puerto Rico isn't more of a vacation destination
Mm-hmm.
for, I'll just say, Americans.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, you don't need a passport.
no passport needed, and you literally are flying to a Caribbean island
Mm-hmm.
where there are beaches and culture and just I'll never forget our trip to the El Yunque National Forest. You and I,
Mm-hmm.
and just sort of experiencing that. I'll say it. I'll avoid the story of when you and I went there, but it really was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Driving the coastline and all that. So it sounds like Bad Bunny's wanting to bring more awareness to the island of Puerto Rico.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things where kind of like with Guam, people don't realize that Puerto Rico actually consists of, you know, Puerto Rico in itself is the mainland for us.
Mm-hmm.
And there's 143 smaller islands that surround the mainland.
Hmm.
So, there's Vieques, Culebra, Mona Island. So, all of them are tourist destinations, or should be tourist destinations, because you can take a ferry from the mainland to all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, it's home.
You have a lot of pride as a Puerto Rican.
I'm sorry.
I said you have a lot of pride as a Puerto Rican.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things about the island in itself, but also, the history of how it was colonized, and um, how the island has been abused as a territory and taken advantage of.
Mm.
Not just the people, but the ecology of it. You know, the testing and all the really, like, wow, things that aren't in your normal history books. So.
It reminds me, you said that about history books, and I was talking to somebody recently about there's a book called The People's History of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually started listening to it on audiobook, but it talks about all of the things that have happened throughout the history of the United States that aren't typically discussed or really aren't discussed at all.
Right.
So it's really interesting.
Yeah. Hi, Quinn.
I want to give a quick shout out to Jason and Quinn.
Yes.
Quinn is a longtime and good friend of the club here and
Mhm.
personal friends of mine and Marilu.
Yes.
So we
And
miss you, Quinn.
And every once in a while, we might see them on the Central RV driving around the city. You know, for Central
Absolutely.
Outreach. So,
Absolutely.
Mhm.
So,
Cool.
but yeah, so, seems like you're missing home.
Yeah, I am. I mean, the last time I was there too was kind of, due to a tragedy, a family tragedy. So,
Yeah.
our matriarch was moved on. So,
Abuela.
abuela, yeah,
Yeah.
Juja. So yeah, it's been 2 years since I've been back. Where it used to be where I was there once a month.
Once a
Like
month.
yeah, I used to. There was a time when, obviously, when I worked at the airline, I would double up my weeks and work, 2 to 3 weeks straight, and then take off for a week
Hmm.
and go home. Kind of like how most commuters do, but I was actually like just going home to go home. You know, so when I say about missing the walks and nature, it's the routine is definitely different there than it is here.
Yes.
So getting up in the morning and going for a walk in the neighborhood and seeing all the neighbors and for me, all the family,
Hmm.
and just, walking through the pasture and, picking off fresh mangoes or guavas or papayas off the trees as you're going for your walk and you're literally like eating your breakfast as you're going along. Um, it's a different feel.
Hmm.
Yeah. Definitely more grounded. Yeah. Yes, that is true.
Quinn says pirate ship or rainbow RV, aka Central Outreach RV. You'll find a conspicuous vehicle, and I'm probably at the wheel.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem, Big Bacchus. The frogs behind the club are sort of like nature. Well, the frogs kind of remind me of the cookies on the island. The indigenous frogs, tree frogs that are there. Hey, Bubbles. So yeah, hearing them at night sometimes is kind of like not the same sound, but just the thought that they're there.
Hmm.
But yeah.
I actually enjoy our outdoor space quite a bit. It's during the week, during the day, it can be a bit noisy, but
Mm-hmm.
generally speaking, first thing in the morning, if I'm up early enough, it's really super quiet and peaceful, and the birds and um, the weekends are generally really quiet,
Yeah.
except for Friday and Saturday night.
Right.
Um, although I don't know if have we talked about the have we talked about our dove that has
Um,
been birthing
no, we
chick
haven't. But we
all
haven't talked
spring
about Gary either.
and summer.
No, we haven't. But go ahead. What about our? We haven't even named her.
It's Mama.
That's Mama. Okay.
So for those of you who don't know, uh, on the patio behind where we typically sit, there was a portable garage.
Mhm.
Well, over the years, it got tattered and torn, and there was a pretty sizable hole in the back of it. Well, this spring, a dove, gray dove, tan dove, decided to make a nest inside of it.
Mhm.
So my plan was actually take the tent down, but I wanted to wait until this nest went, or till they had chicks and they went away.
Uh huh.
that happens. They have two chicks. They go away, and I'm thinking, okay, great. I'm gonna get this thing torn down. Well, time will got a little bit in the way, and a couple weeks has gone by, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna tear this thing down.
Mm-hmm.
There she is again with two more eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward to these chicks hatch. They go
Yeah.
away. I'm thinking, okay, take advantage of the fact that there's no chicks, no nest. Get everything. I take the whole thing down, tear it all down. It's gone, completely gone. Only to notice a few weeks ago that she had come back and now has made a nest on the plow truck with two more eggs.
Mm-hmm.
She just will not go away.
Well,
She
no,
must love the club also.
she must. We've even watched her, like teaching the babies to fly and like. But okay, so once doves lay their eggs, it's usually 14 to 20 days before they hatch.
Mm.
So she's on her third batch. She gets around, okay?
Yeah, I don't know for a fact that she's got the same partner, but there's definitely someone flying around helping out.
Oh my god.
Quinn says the back deck is magnificent. Great when the club is open too, considering that it's so chill. Just to have a long chat. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, Bubbles, I think you and Mary Lou share a similar plight.
Yes. Every day I look down and I'm like, where did that come from? Considering that I'm allergic to them, so I get welts and they turn into these big red blotchy things. So, but yeah. It's
Actually, in the morning.
in the morning, way early in the
They
morning.
are cooing in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, but we've for being in a industrial area. Oh my god, we have
exactly.
we have the deer, we have the bunny rabbits, we have the groundhogs that are underneath the deck, we have the raccoons that are underneath the deck, we
Yeah,
have the
we do
geese.
have significant wildlife
Yeah,
around.
we have the geese, we have the ducks, we have the frogs.
Coyote.
Yeah, we had a coyote a couple of years ago that was coming through. But yeah, it's there's a plethora of
and
animals
and
back there.
and the occasional kitty cat running around.
Yeah, every once in a while there'll be a cat that comes through. But that's more like in the summertime, yes, but also in the wintertime because they seek shelter
Mm-hmm.
in the smoking tent. We see their little paw prints from them being on the couch, just curled up. So
That and the raccoons.
yeah, but yeah, just a different lifestyle out there.
I'm convinced that given the opportunity, you would capture and keep the cats.
I mean, you make it sound like I would capture or whatever. I have tried to feed them and put stuff out for them so they're not, just like the bird feeder. There's a bird feeder in the front and bird seed, and I throw out stuff for Gary the groundhog.
Mm-hmm.
Though now there's three of them, so I think Gary's got a girlfriend, and there's a baby.
I guess I'm thinking about like how do groundhogs find each other?
I
Like
don't know.
birds fly around, right? Like
Yeah.
so they just naturally like a groundhog. He lives in the ground. Like he doesn't. Where does he go? Like where do they meet other groundhogs?
Right now he goes to the pond.
Yeah, but where did they come from?
From wherever they're from. I honestly think that there's Gary who lives under our deck, and I think the girlfriend was living. Oh, we did have a possum, and then you have the girlfriend who's living under the railroad tracks, the beams that are over there. Because I see him run from from under the the deck over there, runs along the fence. He's got his little hole. He goes under, then he goes in the thing. And then a couple hours later, you see him come out, and then she comes out, and then the baby comes out. So, I think he's got his bachelor pad over here, and the mama and the baby are over there. Somehow they found each other. Hey. Yeah, thank you.
Big Bacchus says they go to Punxsutawney.
Yeah.
Okay. And Quinn says, how do humans find each other? I mean, we just kind of bump into each other.
Yeah, there you
Sure.
Yeah.
Actually, I'd like to use that sort of as a segue. We talk a lot about the club and couples and stuff like that, but I did some looking into our current member demographics, and what I found something really interesting. About half, give or take a few percentage points, of our members are coupled, meaning some form or fashion together. The other 50% are individuals, meaning single members.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one would think that it would be a bit lopsided in that realm,
Okay.
meaning one gender over the other. However, that was split almost 50-50.
Yeah.
So I find that really interesting that
Mhm.
we have an equal number of members of in that regard,
Mhm.
couples and individuals.
Right.
And I'm wondering what advice you would give an individual member who's potentially looking for a partner or somebody to be partnered with, either polyamory, ethical non-monogamy, swinging, kink, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, what advice would you give them to try and meet somebody like that?
Just to meet people here in the club space, you mean?
In the club space, or maybe on the street. Maybe they're not members of the club, but they're interested in exploring that. Is there, like, what resources are there out there for individuals to meet other individuals?
Well, we all know there's tons of dating apps.
Mm.
And sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. I'll be honest, I do know some people that have met on dating apps. And I'm talking like the older dating apps like eHarmony and like the Matchmaker or whatever kind of things. And they are still together. But I think most of the dating apps that are out now are really, they start out as being dating apps.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Like
but they,
hookup apps.
yeah, but they end up no, but then they end up being hookup apps.
Mm.
Is what I'm saying.
Oh, they're intended to be like find your mate, find your
Right.
partner,
And
but inevitably it ends up being a hookup site.
it's just a hookup thing, yeah. But you know, eh, for me, I've always been the person to say, like, okay, like our friend Kat was here this weekend,
Mm-hmm.
and she's just one of those people who has, um, you know, this personality that she makes a point of, introducing herself to people or throwing herself into, conversations in the sense of like, hey, I'm new. Can I join you here? Can whatever, blah, blah, blah. Uh, and I think that goes not just for the club, but also out in the vanilla world. So
So I want to touch on a couple of these comments.
sure.
Bubbles says that their mom and their stepdad met on eHarmony, and they've been together 20 plus years now.
Mhm.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Migote says, from experience, make your profile as detailed as you feel comfortable and actually read other people's profiles.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that they say that's from their club experience.
Mm-hmm.
And then Quinn says, yes, but there are a lot of committed singles at the club. What does committed singles mean?
Hmm. I guess that would depend
Would
on
you mind elaborating on that for us?
Forrest
What?
Quinn. Well, it could be several things though. You can have the people that say that they're in an open relationship, you know, they're committed, they have someone at home, that kind of thing.
Hmm.
Uh, you have your people that, um, you know, maybe poly, and they do have, and depending how they practice polyamory, you know, they have an hierarchy of, you know, this is my nesting partner or this is my primary partner, you know, and these are my, you know, other partners or other friends or however they may equate
Hmm.
them to be. Um, you know, I think there's so many facets nowadays to how relationships work, or just in general what relationships are by definition, you know. So it's to each their own how they want to navigate that realm, and finding the people that, you know, fit within, you know, their definition.
Well, and you and I have talked quite a bit about this. Things like
I'm sorry. Ronnie's in the house and he's like, "Hola familia, ¿cómo está papi mami?" Like, "Hi
"Cómo estás,
family." How's,
Señor Rani?"
yes, how's mom and dad? Uh,
Um, so Widgets says it's hard to throw yourself out there and introduce yourself to others as an introvert.
yes.
Um, Ronnie, absolutely. Anytime you are welcome in Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
you know that Pittsburgh loves you. And
And we love you.
yes.
And it gives me an opportunity to cook too, so
You know, you can cook for me.
I do cook for you, but I don't cook as extensively for you as I
Yes.
do.
I'm going to start inviting people over every night because Mary Lou brings out the dinner.
Hey, it's what I do. You know,
Hmm.
complete with you know, you got your appetizer, you got your full dinner, your entree,
Hmm.
side dishes, salads. Oh,
Okay, so
God, that's a good one, Quinn. That's a good one.
so I want to address a couple things really quick.
Sure.
Widget says hard to throw yourself out there and introduce yourself to others as an introvert. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
The challenge for all people, and it's funny. I heard some things about introvert versus extrovert.
All right.
There's a misunderstanding that people think that in order to that either you are an introvert or an extrovert.
Mm-hmm.
And the extrovert, what most people think, is the person who is super engaging, gregarious, you know, carries on, tells stories, and you know, like I have a brother who's really good at that.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you that he is deep down an introvert,
Yes.
but he pushes himself to be that way. The reason I say that people think the opposite of an introvert is an extrovert is because of that. They see those types of people.
Mm-hmm.
The reality is that we're all sort of introverts, and
Oh,
the
yeah.
reason that we don't engage is because we worry about what the other person is thinking or is going to think of us, or in the case of trying to meet people for connection, it's the fear of being rejected,
Mm-hmm.
not enough. So we take that fear and we overlay it onto, oh, I'm an introvert.
Mm-hmm.
So the way you overcome that, and Mary Lou, you talk about this a lot, is
You know, and here at the club, you know, we make a point of being like, introduce yourself to other people. Be like, I am new. You know, show me what you know about the space, about your interactions, about your experiences. Let's face it, people love to talk about themselves. That's a perfect opportunity to just come in and literally just say, "Hey, it's my first night here, just trying to figure out the lay of the land. Do you have any advice for me?
Hmm.
And what person's going to be like, yeah, no, sorry, yeah, I can't talk to you.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that could, but the odds are, and I think especially in the shop space, people are going to absolutely want to engage with you,
Right.
simply because at some point it was their first time.
Right. And it's exactly like Lady Botanist says, you can be an extroverted introvert,
Hmm.
which is what you were explaining. There are a lot of people out there where you can push yourself to engage and do, but at the end of the event you may feel a little bit drained or need to emotionally recharge because you've put too much of yourself out there in that sense, even though you're normally would be shy. So even though you're making the effort, it could be somewhat taxing, you know. Um, and I think a lot of people I think there's two sides to that extroverted introverted person. Uh, and as Bacchus says, oh my God, these people are coming out. You guys are like in my head as I'm getting ready to say it. You guys are already typing it out. You have the introvert extrovert who, may be better viewed as being on the spectrum rather than the dichotomy. Um, it's, I see people too that are, um, because they are introverts, they're more introvert extrovert, that the anxiety kicks in. And that's what what they see as being anxiety, we see as being like, oh my God, they're so like bubbly and this and that and da 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 da. And it's just how they're getting through it.
Hmm.
It's just like, when people are nervous, you might have someone who all of a sudden starts laughing for no reason, and you're like, why are they laughing? Why are they giggling? It's that nervous energy. It's the anxiety. It's that buildup that comes out in that fashion, but it's really a camouflage, for who they really are, how they really feel.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and this I know for certain.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody gets nervous making that first approach and making the introduction,
Mm-hmm.
trying to get to know people.
Yeah.
I think that sometimes people get in their own head that they've got to come up with, here's what the emotionally draining part is.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out what you're going to say or how you're going to talk to this person. Like there's some sort of script to getting to know somebody. And the reality of it is that if you just share some truthful,
Mm-hmm.
honest things about yourself, that doesn't mean go into your family history and all the woes and problems, but
Yeah.
showing some vulnerability
Yeah.
with another person, like, hey, I'm really super nervous. I really don't want to sit alone. Would you mind if we just have some conversation?
Right.
Be vulnerable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as Quinn says, they have bartended for us here at the club. So they're like, I've been the bartender at the club, and I'm the most introverted person you'll probably know. Laugh out loud. But it's just a matter of how much energy it requires to be out in public. For the shop, it's worth it. Well, and Bubbles says that being introverted is hard enough. And then you have being a neurodivergent introvert, and that's an even bigger beast to battle. Well, um, and that's one of those where I think sometimes, like when we throw out games and coloring books and things of that nature, uh, puzzles on the tables on certain nights, it helps create those interactions because it seems normal, to just walk up to someone and be like, "Oh wow, what are you coloring?" or "What are you doing?" And it sets people at peace. You know.
Oh, sorry, I hit the mute button.
I'm like, no, 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 can't hear you.
There's a few comments about people being on the spectrum or
Mm-hmm.
you know, and excuse me,
Mm-hmm.
I agree. There's a lot of that neurodivergency and things like that. And so I want to highlight something really quick.
Yeah.
In September, the club is hosting an event specifically for neurospicy people. So I'm
Mm.
just going to plug it really quick.
Okay.
But the reason I'm mentioning this is that we're looking for feedback from our member base, from our members that identify that way, for how the club can make an event better for you. And we've
Mm-hmm.
actually gotten quite a bit of feedback already, which is really nice. I'm going to put the link for those of you who um, wouldn't mind sharing their opinion. Um, we're looking to have that. I think it's September 12th is the date.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to have some great data for how best to host this event.
Right.
So uh, none of us are experts in this, so we're looking to you for help.
Yeah. Ooh. Elizabeth has a question. Do you think the kink community has a higher rate of neurodivergence? What do you?
You go ahead, Mary Lou. You read the question.
um, I think in general, yes, but also I think, um, you know, for years people weren't actually being um, diagnosed uh, as being um, on the spectrum or ADHD, neurodivergence, and that now we're seeing it more commonly in just in general population overall. So the fact that a lot of uh, those people are in the kink community or the E&M community, oh yeah, you know, I totally see it, and I see it from um, a lot, quite a few perspectives as well. Finding, some people are looking for community. Some people feel that they might be um, socially awkward, and being in this space allows them to feel more comfortable. You know,
Elizabeth says they were just the weird kid, or excuse me, we were just the weird kid, or we were the weird kid. I
yeah,
was definitely the weird kid.
hmm yeah, yeah, and that's just it. Um, like I always, when people ask me questions like that, I always think of the coworker that I have had in the past who knew about the club, and they had a teenager at home, and they were concerned for their teenager, and being able to express to them what consent was and how to interact with people appropriately. Now that they were like in their teen years, and of course, all the little bubbles and things going on in your body, um, that they actually asked me one day at work, like, you know, what would you suggest? Because at the time there was nobody out there to talk to their child about not just gender, sexuality, how to approach people, about consent, because it just wasn't something that was thought that it needed to be taught or talked about. And so, that always sticks in my head to think, wow, okay. At the time, I wasn't a sexologist yet. So I was just kind of like,
They just knew you were sex positive.
yes. And that I would be a good person to answer their questions. And that kind of caught me off guard. And then as I thought about it more, I was like, well, yeah, because why not? Who else is going to talk to them in that, with an honest point of view about things and about being sex positive. When, let's face it, in our, educational background right now, sex ed is not being taught.
Yeah,
You know?
it's having that talk, at least from my perspective,
Mhm.
having had two boys, was awkward, or is awkward to say the least.
Mhm.
And I know that that's many, many, many parents have shared difficulty having those conversations,
Mhm.
and not just for the parents, but the kids also.
Right.
Hearing hearing your parents talk about sex is like,
Well, yeah, because then once you hear it from them, you're like, laying in bed, and I was like, is that are they doing it?
never
Is that what
mind
I'm
that
hearing?
we all popped out of our mom
Right.
because our dad popped into our mom.
Yeah. But yeah, it was, it really made me think at that moment in time, like, really, where would someone go to have those experiences, and yet have it be sex positive and have it be, you know, where they're not being shamed for, their thoughts and their, or their questioning about how things work and how things are done and so forth. So,
So Elizabeth says that their children tell them way too much, but they would rather have them come to me or
mhm.
come to them, whatever.
Well, yeah.
Um,
Well, because
you
I
go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, yeah, definitely. Especially with nowadays, with porn is so easily accessible, and
Not for long.
yeah, not for long in some states, but let's face it, porn is not real life. It's fake. It's not how people actually interact.
Right.
Sometimes in a romantic, sexual, sensual side of things. I don't think I've ever like pushed you down or pushed you up against the steps and
I thought you were
ooh,
going to say,
going
push
to
me
your
down the stairs. Wait a minute.
sister. As the pizza man is at the front door, like, here, would you like a pizza?
So you're saying that, and I was literally thinking about this the other day.
Uh-huh.
And I think we've talked a little bit about in the past romantic movies and porn.
Yeah.
And both portray relationships in similar ways. And what
Mm-hmm.
I mean by that is this. When you watch, okay, so part of the reason this came up is the movie The Notebook, which I have not
Oh,
seen, by the way. But what you're
Rich, if you're
getting,
listening, we might still get him to watch it.
yes, there's a couple of movies that I am slated to watch. The Princess Bride is one of them.
Uh-huh.
I know that that's a sacrilege for most that I've not seen it. But so what you're seeing in romance movies specifically first
Mm-hmm.
are snapshots of what a quote unquote good relationship looks like, ignoring all of the in between time, the regular everyday life that fills the rest of those days, hours, minutes.
Mm-hmm.
The same is true for porn. In porn, you're seeing snapshots of sex in a very different way.
Right.
Are there people that have sex like porn stars or have porn star sex? Yes.
Yeah.
They have very intense, robust, energetic sex. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But that ignores the same fact is that life gets in the way.
Mm-hmm.
Not in the way. Life is a part of that. Your
Yeah.
relationship, work, and kids, and all that. So using these idealized versions of both porn and romance as sort of brass rings to strive for is completely and utterly ridiculous. It doesn't.
Sorry. Okay, I have to chime in on this. Uh, Migos Hay says, how is it that you haven't seen these movies? Bubbles is like, I still haven't seen the Titanic.
What?
Yeah, and Lady Botanist is like, the movie Don John
Don Juan.
does such a great job addressing this, and I think it was Don Juan. But
Yeah.
yes, it really does as a movie. And Big Bacchus with the Dum Dum, the
The
sequel to
sequel to the Notebook.
the filing cabinet, did not get good reviews. And Elizabeth says, neither's realistic.
It's
Uh,
hard to differentiate that, though. Meaning,
for
if
young minds, yeah.
yeah, well, I mean, yes, of course. And so, in the same way that we keep porn away from young people, I think we should keep romantic movies away from young people.
Exactly, Mo. They say that, these movies aren't accurate at all. It shows only the happy moments, not all the ups and downs. Now, I will say that been a different kind of rom com coming out lately.
Mm-hmm.
And G, you were a witness to this on Sunday for part of it.
Okay.
Um, for example, there's a movie currently out on HBO, and it's called I Love You Forever.
Mm.
And the view on it is so skewed. It's meant to be a romantic comedy, but one of the characters is obsessed with finding the one, and the other person was also obsessed with finding their perfect companion. Uh, but obsession was way different on from one individual's point of view. It was very toxic, manipulative, uh, almost a grooming behavior, versus the other one. And at the end of it, you're kind of like, what the heck did I just watch? This was so abusive,
Mm-hmm.
uh, in nature, and yet it was considered a romantic comedy.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch the entire movie, but I did watch, I think, the last 20 minutes of it.
Mm-hmm.
And without going into great detail about the movie, I think many times that overbearing, love bombing, intense sort of relationship style that some people have think that that's what it means to love somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And that works for some people. That is what some people need. That love, though, doesn't come with conditions, should not come with conditions.
Right.
If you do this, then therefore you love me. Or don't do this, therefore you love me.
Mm-hmm.
And that becomes problematic. And I think that, at least what I saw in that last part of the movie,
Mm-hmm.
was some of that.
Yeah.
But you watched the entire movie.
Yeah, and yeah, it was toxic. It was weird. It was yeah, just crazy for me, in the sense that, again, it was considered a rom com, and I'm like, I don't know what comedy came out of any of this, or romance, But anyway, um, you know, that's relationships nowadays and relationship styles, and having a better understanding of what it is that you're looking for in a relationship. We always talk about having boundaries in reference to the lifestyle,
Mm-hmm.
but have you ever really given thought to what boundaries you have about your day to day? relationship,
I think
or just
that,
the day to day of how you deal with people.
right.
Okay.
Miote says, unfortunately, romance movies leave out the part where the main character is confused for weeks about why their partner keeps spilling spaghettios by the freezer, aka making a mess,
Mm-hmm.
leaving out the messy parts of the relationship.
Right.
You know,
Right.
the we all still have to use the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's going to be farting in bed, likely.
All the little intricacies of life, you know.
Yes, like the things you learn when you live with somebody, you know, full time.
Mm. Big Bacchus, Greece, the musical always seemed like a toxic scenario with compelled change. I remember when this was a big topic
Hmm.
a few years ago. Uh,
Interesting.
yeah, about how if you viewed the relationship through a different lens, um, okay, that it, depending if you were Sandy or if you were him, how you looked at the relationship, was it toxic or not? So,
Well, that's an interesting thought. I No, forgive me. It's been a while since I've actually watched the movie, so I'm
hmm
pulling from memory. I don't recall Vinny Barbarino. No, not Vinny Barbarino. That wasn't his name. That was Welcome Back, Cotter. Um,
uh,
I don't recall him ever trying to coerce her in being a different person.
okay.
I remember her wanting to be more like him or sort of live in that greaser lifestyle, whatever you want to call it,
hmm
to be in a relationship with him. And then him sort of wanting to do the opposite. Like they
hmm
both wanted to change for the other, who their personas were. That's maybe I'm misremembering it, but I kind of remember it being that way.
hmm yes, that was part of it, but I think, yeah, the movie in itself didn't age well. There's a lot of movies that we saw as kids or growing up that everyone was like, "Oh my god, that was the greatest movie," blah 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 blah. And then you move 20 years up and it's like, "Oh my god, that was so toxic. Did you not see da da da?" So I think with Greece it was, they were both trying to find their identity and they were both not sure at that point yet who they were.
Right.
And as you noted, one was trying to change for the other and vice versa. They went from being the good girl, to being the wanting to have that persona of being the biker chick in the tight pants and the leather jacket and exposing themselves. You know. So yeah, that's the things that they were dealing with the pressures of society.
If I may add
Yeah.
one more comment,
hmm
those were some fucking hot pants she was
I know. I knew you were going to say that. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Yeah. Yeah. As Yeah. Elizabeth says if you watch the not edited for TV versions of 80s movies, yeah, they can kind of be like, whoa, I don't remember it being that way. You know, Big Baka says he had to completely change and wear the sweater to be in her world, and she had to give up herself to be with him. While each volunteered, it is for the wrong reasons to give up who you are, your true self.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And that I think that does happen a lot in relationships, or can happen.
Yeah.
losing your identity. We've talked about this, like people pleasing and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
How easy it is to lose who you are for the sake of being with somebody else.
Right.
So, and yeah, so I think that Grease in some ways sort of articulates that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
Okay. So now that we're done with the heavy subject matter here, we didn't
was
actually
it?
do
We're
it.
talking
I
about
don't
the
know.
movie Grease. Is it really that heavy?
We'll talking about toxic relations and things of that nature. Yeah, it could get a little heavy for some people, but we never even got to discuss this weekend.
Listen, we got plenty of time,
Do we?
don't we?
I don't know. You
Well, this
tell me.
past weekend was Ravenous and Glowgasm. We
Mm-hmm.
had a fantastic weekend.
We did.
You touched on this a little bit earlier that
Mm-hmm.
you were saying it was a long weekend. So we'll give you the bullet points. Thursday, Rock and Ronnie and Illust Rich flew into Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
We had dinner on Thursday night, and then everybody crashed.
Oh my God, did we all crash? Oof. Yeah.
Friday night was Ravenous. Both Rock and Ronnie and Illust Rich went on.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed seeing both of them up on stage and hearing the different styles of music that they play.
Yeah.
Ronnie was so cool in that he come up to me on Friday and he says, "Hey, just so you know, I'm gonna I want Rich to I'm gonna open up for Rich on Friday and Saturday. You know, I'm here all the time, and I really want Rich to be the headliner. So both Friday and Saturday, Ronnie opened up for Rich. Both of them killed it.
Yes, they did.
Yeah. Overall, the weekend was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
We actually didn't officially sell out Glow only because we had plenty of staff on hand to handle the extra people. So we actually took it to a little higher than we normally do.
Yeah. Yeah. But the numbers were definitely up there.
Yes.
So I love that. Of course, Bacchus is saying Glow kick butt.
Mhm.
Jomo's saying that Mo and I came from a world like that, so we made our own world.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah. Bubble says Glow was definitely lots of fun.
Yeah. I really want to say thank you to Rich and Ronnie for carving out time to come to Pittsburgh and spend the weekend with us. It was it was fun. It was a lot to have them here all weekend. We did have one little snafu on Sunday, getting everybody home. We ended up taking Rich to the airport first, who then found out wasn't going to make their connection flight, so they got rebooked for this morning at 5:10 a.m. So we drove back to the airport with Ronnie, dropped Ronnie off,
picked up Rich again,
drove back home, and then this morning at 3:10, Marilu and I got up to take Rich back to the airport this morning.
Yes.
But everybody is home safe and sound.
Yes. I felt bad for Rich because I woke up at 3:10. I turned on the light and he was already sitting on the couch, dressed with his suitcase in the dark.
Yes.
I was like, dude. But yeah, everyone got home safe and sound, which is what mattered. Yeah. And I think it turned out to be, it was Mother Nature's way of saying slow down. Because if we would have just come straight home from the airport after dropping off Rich, we would have hit that storm that came through, and there were trees that were down and everything in the neighborhood trying to get back to the airport. So it an inconvenience, yes, but everyone was safe.
No, it was good. It was really a fantastic weekend. I really want to say thank you to all the members who came out and support the club. Many of you come to the club every single weekend, and that's really appreciated. You guys are all sort of, for me personally, and I'm going to go on a limb and say for Marilu, a limb and say Mary Lou also,
Mm-hmm.
you guys are our extended family.
Mm-hmm.
It is really wonderful to see you guys when you come in. When I say hi, I really am happy to see you. So I know that all of you have other places you can spend your time. So when you choose the shop, it means a lot.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
speaking of choosing the shop, Mary Lou, what do we have going on this weekend?
Well, we are going to be closed this Friday.
Closed.
Closed.
Closed for what?
Closed for a private event.
Private event.
Yeah, it's private.
It's not that private.
Well, we I think our reputation of the venue, the space, and our staff has gotten out into the community, a broader spectrum of the community, so much so that someone uh, came to us with the proposition of having a private event for their particular group and community on Friday. So that is why we will be closed. But then on Saturday, we do have DVNC, a Naughty Affair. And we did that once before, and it was such a blast. And it was such a hit that we ended up having to order more rope,
Double the amount.
double the amount for this event on Saturday. So there will be representatives, riggers from Rope Bite, which usually holds their events here on Sundays, the second Sunday of every month. And those are the community-based rope classes. And they will be out on Saturday night as you walk in, actually showing people how to tying a harness on them. And I believe the rope is going to be glow rope anyway.
It's not.
It's not?
I
Oh,
confirmed today.
okay. It's just bright orange and bright yellow.
Correct. Yeah. So for those of you who are at the shop on Saturday, Russ Twisted View, who's he's the founder of Rope by PGH,
Mm-hmm.
was tying with glow rope on Saturday, and I was all excited. I was like, "Oh my god! If that's the rope, that is going to be so cool."
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he confirmed today both the orange and the yellow that they purchased do not glow.
Oh,
But that's
but
okay.
that's okay.
You will get to keep the rope though. So whatever harness they tie on you, that will be yours to keep.
Right. So it'll be your little practice rope that you can bring with you for the next Naughty Affair and or a rope bike class.
Correct.
No.
It is the second Sunday of every month.
Yes. And as Bacchus says, Y2K? Because 1K of rope was not enough. I love you, Bacchus.
Jesus Christ.
So that is for this weekend.
Yes.
For all of you that love country music, that you're used to the old diamonds and denim party theme, well, we've kind of changed it up a bit, and that'll be the following Friday. That'll be our Giddy Up and Grind.
Mm-hmm.
So there'll be a nice mix of some more popular country music on that evening. And then Saturday will be 6 Degrees of Sexuality.
That's next weekend.
That's the following weekend, yes.
Right. So
And,
the club will be closed Friday, August 1st.
yes.
The group is Woodland Meats, by the way,
Mhm.
if anyone's interested. I know for a fact, actually, one of our members applied to go to the event and was accepted.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So
Okay.
check it out, Woodland Meats, METS, woodlandmeats.com. If you're interested in attending, they do have an application process also. It is a
Mhm.
separate event. It is not a body shop event.
Right.
So you have to go through their vetting process to go.
Mm-hmm.
Do you mind if I plug one more event really quick? I know we're kind of...
No, go ahead.
So Sunday, August 17th is the summer installment of the couples massage class.
Yes.
Mary Lou and you puts this on you did one a few months back.
We do one once a quarter.
For those of you who are really looking for something different, we talked a little bit about. We've talked about couples finding intimacy with each other, and I think this is a really great opportunity for someone, or for couples, excuse me, to maybe find that spark, find a different connection. You'll be taught. I should let you talk about the class since it is your class.
It is a couples massage class, so you will. Oh my god, you will see a massage demonstration first, and then you will go back to your own tables, and the instructor will teach you some additional massage techniques to use on your partner. And with those, everyone gets a little grab bag with different oils, and sometimes a little buzzy toy or feathers, little extra things to enjoy the massages when you get home.
Some enticements.
Yes. But I always think it's great. It's great to see, because the event it's not just for members, but it is also open to the public.
Yes.
It's great to see people walk in that are not members embrace the openness and the sexual positivity that's here within the space, and walk out of here like, wow, this isn't what we expected. And just seeing also to the building of a deeper connection between couples.
Mm-hmm.
I
think it would be an interesting first date.
That might be pushing it, but hey, those of you that
go to an erotic
try,
massage class as a first date.
yeah, it's. I always tell everyone when they walk into the space, and before that, also that we're all adults here, and some people are open and free with their sexuality and with their bodies. So you may see some people just be naked and get up on the table, no qualms. And you might still have some people that are a little like, ooh, I need that sheet around me.
I would be that person.
But at the end of the day, we're all adults. We're all here for the same thing, to learn massage techniques and how to create that deeper connection with your partner, not just in touch, but that eye to eye contact. Because there's I can't tell about the exercise, but there's an exercise that we have everyone do, and I've witnessed people just start crying, because they're in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
They're being mindful of each other and the experience, and they're showing gratitude for each other and the love that they have. And that's so beautiful to see when it happens.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I love about doing those classes. But
good.
Yeah.
Anyway, I put the link in the chat for anybody who's interested to check it out. It's definitely something that you should consider if looking for that connection.
Yeah.
That Marilu speaks about.
Cool.
Anything else you want to talk about before we wrap things up?
No, I think we've hit a lot of subjects. A lot of roundup, and now moving forward into the coming weeks.
No, it sounds good. I just want to point out one thing. We did an update to the club website this week. So for those of you who are brand new, we've added, there were two application options for the club. Mm-hmm. One was the standard application, which includes an online, I'm going to call it a dating profile. Mm-hmm. And the other was you could apply by phone. Well, Well, last week we rolled in what's called an easy application that forgoes the online profile, still has an application process, just like the original standard form, just sans the online profile. So it's for people who want to experience a club but aren't necessarily interested in that online dating experience, or
the news feed.
The news feed, uploading pictures and all of that. So it's for people that just want to experience the club itself. Right. So that is now on the front page. So there's an easy application, the standard application, and an apply by phone. So 3 ways to apply. If you're wondering where to apply, you can visit bodyshoppittsburgh.com, click that apply now button. That will take you to the standard form. Fill out that application. You're going to be required to watch your consent video, CAP video, and do age verification. We talk about age verification a lot. You mentioned earlier about access to porn. It's just a requirement now for us.
Yes.
Not quite ready for the club experience, or you have questions about the lifestyle, kink, BDSM, polyamory, ethical non-monogamy, you can visit MariluandYou.com and book an appointment with a board-certified sexologist who does also happen to be sitting on top of me.
In more ways than one. No.
Yes. Hi. So, all right. Well, listen, we're going to sign off. If we don't see you this weekend at DVNC Naughty Affair, we will be back here next Monday at 8:05 Eastern Standard Time. And I think that's it.
That's it.
Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the week, and you take care.
Bye-bye.
Certified free, 7 days a week. That wet ass pussy good. My pull-out game weak. Ooh, yeah. I'm fucking with that wet ass. Swimming in it, baby. I'ma bring a bucket and a mop, darling. Give you everything I got. I'm falling. Yeah. I'm fucking with that wet ass. Beat it up, catch a charge, extra large and extra hard. Put your pussy in my face, sweat my nose like a credit card. I'm on top, you wanna ride, do a gig or I listen to spit it in your mouth, girl, while you looking in my eyes. Your pussy is wet, I'ma take a dive, I'ma tie you up like you're a prize. Let's play, I wear disguise, I'ma park my Mack truck in your garage. Yeah. I'm fucking with that wet ass. Swimming in it, baby. Yeah. I'm fucking with that wet ass. Pussy. Gobble me, swallow me, drip it down inside of me. I gotta jump out before it gets inside of you. Tell me where to put it, but don't tell what you about to do. Talk your shit, baby, bite your lip, girl. Ask for a car while you riding that dick. Oh, I'm on top, you wanna ride, do a giggle while it's inside. Spit it in your mouth, girl, while you look